Reverend Al Sharpton, and we are back. Jennifer Jones Austin, our co-host. Let's go back to the phones, Jenny. Let's go to Gail in Chicago. Gail, you're keeping it real with Jennifer Jones Austin and Al Sharpton.
Yes. Good afternoon, Reverend Sharpton.
Good afternoon.
How you doing? I'm so excited to finally talk to you. You just don't know. I enjoyed you. I always followed you. And, you number one in my book. I wish there was more people like you. You should have so many me's of you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes. I just want to say something about this president virus. That's the way I say it, because I don't like to even say his name. It's a shame. And disgrace and all his followers. It seems like they can't think on their own. But my thing is, I'm really worried because we got three issues here: education, health, and welfare. Those are the main points. Well, how are we going to sustain ourselves? This is sustainability. If we don't have none of that, we can't do anything else. And they want to take away our support systems. I don't understand it. It's no understanding, so you can't understand it. How are we going to live without these support systems? That's a slow death. That's the worst kind of death. And they seem like they just want to kill everything good that we spent all these centuries. This is age-old century stuff. And we spent all this time building all this stuff. Now they want to tear it down. So how can you, a person or people, how can they do anything when everything is in place for a reason? What is going on here? I think they're delusional, and I feel like they're not on the planet Earth that we're on. I don't know where they come from. I hate to say it like that, but there's no nice way to put it because what they're doing is not nice.
You're right. Thank you for your call, Gail. You're right. Let's go to Virgil in Atlanta. Virgil.
Good afternoon, Reverend. What is his name? The Secretary of HUD.
Yeah, Dr. Ben Carson, right.
Yeah, Ben Carson is the number one issue facing this country as head of HUD. And treason is up there with it. Because since the Reagan administration, HUD has spent $900 billion destroying all the projects, all the concrete, and all the public housing, and the construction of death traps that they call the the new mega houses that cost $1 million that have sent people's tax rates up. Here in Atlanta, they're going to increase the property tax rate from anywhere from 50 to 200%. If a person moved in across the street from you and built one of the mega houses, you're going to be paying $1 million, even though, $1 million is out of the taxes, even though you pay $30,000 for the house. Now, what I want to say is deal with affirmative action. Affirmative action guaranteed 20%, I think, that everybody receiving federal money had to go out and recruit 20% of the population, of the blacks, to come in there and fill their position. Now the African American colleges have never instituted affirmative action. Now, why is that?
What do you mean that they've never?
They have
you mean
no
if they didn't give?
white.
You mean they didn't give affirmative action to whites?
Yeah, they never gave affirmative action to whites.
Well, all right. Well, Jenny, that would be like saying that certain colleges that were of a certain, let's say, religion, that are set up for that kind of religious opening, that would be like saying, well, why don't we have a certain percentage of people that don't believe in that religion? I think that historic black colleges was set up originally in its origins now, because Virgil, they were educating, giving higher education to blacks that had been excluded. So by very nature, they're remedying a problem. They did not start as an equal footing college that denied people based on race. Whites have never been excluded from going to historic black colleges. There's never been a law excluding them from historic black colleges. Blacks were excluded by law and by the admission standards of the schools that affirmative action applied to. That was not the case in historic black colleges. In fact, you have whites that go to historic black colleges and have never been excluded based on race. Jenny?
Absolutely, and I would add that one of the challenges that has been made in historically black colleges over the last few decades is that for some that receive federal funding, there are regulations in federal law that provide that you must have a certain percentage of people who are not of color, because people have found that it is discriminatory. And so what we have seen in some of our colleges and universities, particularly at the graduate school level, is that medical schools, dental schools, law schools that were established because African Americans could not attend predominantly white institutions, graduate school institutions,